Hello there. I just wanted to do a little catch up about the year I've had and what type of year it's been, and just wanted to say hello really and catch up with the subscribers and people that find what I've been doing on YouTube even in the slightest bit interesting. So there you go. Anyway, I think this year has been probably my busiest year, my most adventurous year since 1979, when I was 19, 20 years old, when I travelled around Europe and gave up work, gave up a job, gave up what I was doing after I'd left school to just sort of explore life really. And it's kind of come a bit full circle. I feel like that's how it is at the moment. You know, I've got to the other end of my life. I've given up work. My father died, as most of you know, and I felt it was the right time. I stopped work to look after him, and I felt it was the right time to change my life. I was working. I was not, you know, we all know being born is not about playing your part really in the system. It's beyond that, and so I wanted to reignite that part of my life and do things that I wanted to enjoy doing, and that's how this year's been really. That's what this year's been like for me. Anyway, you know, I just want to wish my subscribers a really happy new year, happy Christmas and a happy new year. And going forward, for me, you know, I've got plenty of other things I want to do. It's not about, you know, it's took a lot to feel comfortable with my life. You know, I don't go to work. But anyway, I want to make the most of life. That's the point, isn't it? Making the most of life, you know. And I felt shackled by work. I wasn't making the most of life. You just don't know when it's going to be over. So you know, you've got to go forward and, you know, do something and fulfil your little mini ambitions. For me, there's like these little mini dreams I have, things I want to do, and that I want to fulfil those, and, you know, be a bit creative and just enjoy life really. So thanks a lot anyway, and look after yourselves, and we'll see you in the new year. Well, my first trip of the year was in January. Beautiful clear weather. With the wind chill, it must have been below -10. I struggled a bit, and after that I bought some new kit to help me combat the cold temperatures. Not that I've really had to use it since. And that was a camp up in the Upper Derwent overlooking Howden Reservoir. So one of my first trips of the year was a 2-nighter where I walked around Kinder Scout. That was fantastic. It is nothing better than a couple of nights being on your own, you know, somewhere that feels remote. It was great. I enjoyed that. With Steve from Hengist Wild Camps. That was fantastic. You know, I'm not really that sociable, but I really enjoyed that. A great sociable 2-nighter camping up at Bleaklow Stones and then round to Margery Hill, which was brilliant. St Cuthbert's Way, that was a fantastic trip, heading out on the train doing St Cuthbert's Way. And I think I was down in Cardiff, probably with Helen, so me and Mark, we went on a little camp up to the Brecon Beacons and did the main peaks there, just to sort of fill in a small gap with mist on the Camden. Then it was out on my own again on the Rob Roy Way. That was a big adventure, that. It seemed a long way, you know, right up into the Central Highlands, but a fantastic trip. I mean, such an adventure to be on your own, travelling through the landscape. You just can't beat it.
Iron broom made of girders.
Of course, then another little meet up with Steve, and which was a really nice location up at Fairbrook. I think it was Fairbrook Naze, and such great views from there, where Andy Beavers surprised us by popping by. And after that, it was the epic Cambrian Way. Back on it.
Hey!
From starting out from central Wales all the way up to Barmouth, 9 days. Took longer than we expected, but what an adventure. That was amazing. Morris Miners had become a massive part of my life, taking up quite a bit of time really, even over the winter, working on restoring them, keeping them up to scratch, and then in the summer of course and the spring, lots of shows to go to, and using them just for daily use as well, which is great. Really enjoy going over to the workshop. You know, it's a really big part of my life, and I enjoy the motorbikes as well. I think at the moment going over to the workshop, like my father did for 25 years after he'd kind of stopped full-time work, I just enjoy so much tinkering on those vehicles, and that's kind of how it started off for me. You know, when I left school, when I was a young kid, tinkering with vehicles. Life seems to be going around in a big circle for me. You know, so the things that I did in my youth have come back, which I enjoy. Meeting up with Mark for a trip out on the old bikes, and my friend Norman, that was a good weekend. I mean, beekeeping and producing honey has been a hobby for the last 15 years. It's pretty much just a seasonal hobby in the late spring, summer and early autumn. Beekeeping is a hobby I'm keen on. I really enjoy the beekeeping. You know, again, it's getting out into the countryside, out into the woods where I keep my bees. You know, it's such a good pastime. I do enjoy that. Then back on the Cambrian Way to finish it off. Something we didn't really expect to do this year, but that's how it turned out. And what an amazing achievement. I just can't believe we managed it. We were both so immersed in that trip, you know, having such an experience. Come rain or shine, you know, we took it all on, and we succeeded. very short notice trip up to the Lake District to do the Cumbria Way, which it was a holiday, plenty of pubs, relaxed, good weather, great views, you know, you just can't beat it. That was a great trip, that was a great journey. Well, that concludes my year really, so thank you for taking an interest, and to my core viewers and subscribers, I really appreciate it, and we'll see what next year brings, 2024, who knows. I just hope it brings a lot more adventures and good things to come for everybody. All the best.